Okay,
Awesome.
and we are set.
Great, everybody. Thanks for joining the first community meeting. We're super excited. Uh, I think we want to start with the new nonprofit for Lean, the Focus Research Organization. This is a new model for science that Convergence Research is pushing, and Convergence help us so much. I think last year, Sebastian and I were super naive, thinking, oh, you just get the money, put the money in the bank and start paying people in a nonprofit. No, it's way more complicated than that, right? And without convergence support, with providing legal support, HR, there's people called controllers, they control the money. There's so much paperwork. We are super grateful for all the support Convergence gave us, right? A throw is a way to support projects like Lean, right? That you need a focus effort. And you also need, uh, there's no clear path to profitability, right? It's a projects like Lean should benefit the whole community. We are not here to make money. A throw is the ideal model for projects like that. What's our mission there? We want to address scalability, usability, improve automation issues in Lean, right? We want support for mathematics, right? Jeremy here is here today. He's in the boards of the Lean Flow, right? And we're really serious about supporting formal mathematics and achieving self-sustainability in 5 years, right? What does it mean? We want to have industrial partners, people using Lean industrial applications and supporting the projects. We want to transition to a foundation in 5 years from now. Why 5 years? Is because the current donors provided support for 5 years, right? A flow is meant to exist for a limited amount of time, and after that, we have to transition. We're super grateful that the Simons Foundation, the Alfred Sloan Foundation, and Richard Murkin provide support. We're going to have 7 employees full-time by the end of the year. You can learn more about the Lean Flow in our website. The purpose of the Flow is to serve the Lean community. We want to support mathematics, software verification, education, AI, and software development. I was in the Bay Area last week. It was mind-blowing, the excitement, right? There are many groups in AI, right? Building AI on top of Lean, AI for mathematics. The software verification, I don't know if you saw yesterday, I mentioned that's AWS, the CEDAR, this access control language, right? The model is now written in Lean, right? Mina Torlak announced, made it public yesterday, but this is one of many applications we see in the future, right? In AI, I think today we're going to have a big announcement from Jesse Hem. Many of us know Jesse, right? He formalized the continuum, the independence of the continuum hypothesis in Lean. He works on GPTF, and he will make a big announcement on AI today, right? Education is also big. We see a lot of potential. A lot of people see potential on education. This is our team. I said 7. I'm not a full-time employee. I'm a volunteer at the Flow. I work for AWS. You may ask why AWS? AWS has the biggest formal methods team in the world, right? My manager joined many years ago, Byron Cook. He creates a team. You have more than 200 formal methods people at AWS, right? It's a big opportunity for Lean. But Sebastian and I, we thought we'd have a really hard time attracting people to join the Flow when we started it, but actually it was super easy. We're super grateful to have people like Johan, David, Joe, Mark, Mac, and Scott at the Flow. How is the structure of the Flow, right? We are trying to break things into pieces, right? Basically, we have the back ends. Like back end for us is basically the kernel, the compiler, proof automation, the front end, the parser, macro system, and elaborator, right? We are going to see many improvements. Some of them, Joachim didn't even start yet. David and Joe started a few weeks ago. We're going to see, we're still organizing. I know people are super excited about Lean, but I guarantee you, we will deliver many, many cool things in the next few months, right? I mean, the team is super talented. Sebastian and I are super grateful they joined the Flow. The development philosophy we have for the Lean Flow is the ownership model, right? Each file in our project, we want it to have a clear owner, right? That's responsible for raising the bar. The code should be properly documented and tested, and this person should be responsible for merging the PRs. One long-term goal we have is to transfer the ownership of many files. Today, most of the files are owned by Sebastian, myself, and we want to transfer the ownership of these files to the rest of the team, right? And a challenge we have for the Flow is adding more tests and benchmarks. This is not just for the Flow, but also for the community. We see the community trying to contribute PRs. To streamline these efforts, we need more tests and benchmarks, right? We know there are RFC and the pull requests we're still trying to make it better, right? The idea, we have now new contribution guidelines in our website, on our GitHub repository, right? But before you submit, right, one thing we ask all of you, think about how my PR will move the needle, right? Get community support, right? If we see anything that has community support will make lives better, right, of our users, we will engage, right? This is super important. Quality is super important. Please follow the coding standards in our code base. Be patient, right? I mean, keep in mind, the project now is getting big. We're getting a lot of people excited. There's more bureaucracy, right? Now our tooling is much better, right? We know when a PR breaks Mathlib or not. Sometimes Scott, I don't know how he does it. He has to coordinate all this stuff, right? Make sure that when something breaks, he has to keep pushing people to fix their PRs. Be patient, engage constructively, right? And keep in mind, not all PRs are going to be merged, right? Yes, if we had infinite time, we want to spend all time work with your PRs and get everything merged, but we don't have infinite time. Let's try to go over this last few. The Flow officially started in the beginning of August, right? It has been a roller coaster, right? So many things. I mean, onboarding all people that are joining. But I think we have many, many achievements that we can tell you, and crazy plans, and plans that you're going to be really excited about. One thing, before I start talking about our plans and what has been achieved, I want to reassure the issues will be addressed, right? I love when I see we have more than 300 issues, right? Popular projects have many, many issues. I will be super happy when we cross 1,000, 10,000 issues, right? Because then we're at the level of Rust, right? Projects that have many issues, this is great, right? And we know Mathlib, the Mathlib community desperately needs many, many issues fixed, right? Some of them, the PRs are already there, right? Auto-completion for imports, Mark is working on that, right? Tweaking the structure instance elaboration, Scott is there, working on the PR with external collaborator, right? Sebastian is there on these long instance names. Looks a ridiculous thing, but it's not. I mean, this is tricky to fix. Because you have to short names or collisions between names created by different modules, right? Sebastian's trying to figure out a solution that will make everybody happy, right? These issues, the power notation is there, the fix is there, but if it breaks stuff, these things will be addressed, right? And keep in mind, putting mathlib for high prior is super important for us. It helps us to prioritize what you're going to fix first. Lean releases. This is one thing that we're super proud of. Now, before the flow, we were using nightly builds. Now we are moving to release candidates to stable releases model, right? The CI is getting much better, right? When someone submits a PR, right, it has its own tool chain. This is key to check if the PR breaks mathlib or not, right? If it breaks, please help fixing it. We have our own servers, something that's a few years ago, Sebastian and I did not have the resources to have something like that. Now, the Speed Center is there available, not just for Lean, but for mathlib. You can track there the performance impact of all the changes in mathlib and Lean on the mathlib repo and so on. Lugo is there. I love, I have been asking people for Lugo for so many years. So many students approaches me over the years saying, I want to do something cool for Lean. And I say, oh, why don't you do Google like Hugo? Haskell has this cool website. The cool thing is that Joachim did that, and I didn't have to ask him. He did it by himself. And this, for me, is mind-blowing. I love Lugo. Live, we have Alexander had this running on his servers in Germany. Now we're hosting on the Flow servers. This is great. Reservoir, we're going to tell you more. We have a new domain name, leanlang.org, right? Lugo, as I said, I'm a big fan. Anybody that's haven't tried yet should try. This is really cool. You can use it from the Zulip channel, from Lean, and from the website. You can try it now, Lean Online. And it's not just Lean, you can import mathlib. I think that's really cool. And in the future, we will have our documentation integrated with this web editor, right? Be prepared, we're going to have much cooler documentation in the future. Lean for checker, right? Lean has all these metaprogramming capabilities. Yes, you can corrupt your file with metaprogramming. You can call up external process. You can call a foreign function that corrupts your memory. There's so many ways to corrupt things. That's why we always emphasize it in the Lean community that we need external checkers. The first one is this Lean for checker that's Scott's implemented using the Lean APIs. This is an external independent, external in the sense it's not part of this the Lean for executable, right? It's an isolated binary that can re-verify all files and libraries and ensure that the metaprogramming has not been used to corrupt these files. What has been proved there is really true and so on. It's already integrated in the mathlib CI. But we need to port all the Lean3 external checkers to Lean 4. This is really important. I was super happy yesterday when Mario announced Lean 4 Lean. He implemented a new kernel in Lean itself, right? Yesterday, we had so many announcements that I barely could sleep. It was really hard for me to go to sleep. I was getting prepared to go to bed and Mario announced this Lean 4 Lean. This is awesome. VS Code. Many new features are coming, right? One thing, I love command line, but many people feel like it's horrible that you have to keep using VS Code and going back to command line to use Lake to create a project. Mark is adding all these new features to the VS Code plugin. We are going to have many new commands. You're going to be able to execute Lake build, Lake clean, all using the VS Code interface, right? You are going to have projects actions. It is really cool. Not just you can have commands, but you have a walkthrough, right? Another common complaint we have from new users is it's really hard to set up Lean. I'm lost. Where's the documentation? Now the VS Code extension walks you through the whole process. It's going to be released in the next few days, and we're super excited about it, right? And you can it not only helps you to set up standalone projects, but also Mathlib projects. Another common thing, sometimes people, they're not just trying to play with Lean, but they also want to play with Mathlib. They want an easy path to get Lean working on their machine with Mathlib fully configured, right? And this setup process now will help you achieve that. This is key for students, right? There are many improvements. We are going to post the full list of details on Zulip after the community meeting. David also pointed out that we should be better on propagating this information on social media, writing blog posts. Yes, this will happen. We're still organizing things, right? We know our website has contradictory information. We are working on making everything better. We are going to have blog posts. Sebastian and I are trying. Sebastian still posts on Mastodon. I never use it social media, but we are trying hard to use it now, right? We want to communicate to the community all the cool things that are happening. The language server also will have many new improvements, right? We want to improve we want to add the import auto-completion that we had in Lean3. Mark's working on that. I think I want to see that. The whole community wants to see that, right? And will happen in the short term. But in the long term, there are way more ambitious plans, like code actions. We want to make the language server more extensible. People create DSLs for Lean. We are going to see one that is mind-blowing today. And we want all these cool features we have in Lean available to all DSLs, right? And this is going to happen, is in our roadmap. Lake is a big deal. Sometimes people don't see how complex Lake is, right? Look at Cargo. They have been working on Cargo for years. This is a complex piece of software, right? I have tremendous respect for Mac because he started that when he was a student, right? I was begging people to implement a package manager for us. One day, Danny Fabian, a colleague of mine, said, "Oh, there's this guy. He seems excited about being on Zulip. I'm going to approach him." We approached him, and he did from zero. I mean, he started from scratch, and now we have Lake. I lost count how many times my colleagues at AWS came to me saying, "Wow, this is really cool. We know it's not perfect yet, but we're working on many new features and performance improvements." We have some of them here. For example, the Lake build cache commands now is 4 to 6 times faster, right? Both on Mac and on Windows, right? Why this matters is because it affects the Lake exe cache get that Mathlib users use all the time. It translated into a 2x speed up. We're not going to stop there. We are going to keep improving Lake. I mean, Patrick Massot sent me a list this week about improvements they want to see. We will deliver these improvements by the next community meeting, Patrick. Be confident. I mean, be patient. The improvements will come. And one big announcement today is we will provide cloud builds for all, not just for Mathlib. We want to have a caching cloud build mechanism that will serve the whole community. Mathlib, not just a Mathlib repository, but Kevin's new project, Fermaless Theorem, right? This is going to be a big deal for the whole community. Kevin announced it a few days ago, this project. We have been talking, Kevin have been talking about this project for a long time. We are super excited. We want to have cache cloud builds for Kevin's project too, for Lean-Infer, for all projects. To achieve that, we need a repository of packages. This reservoir is our crates.io. It's not just for cloud builds. It's going to be a repository. We will provide status of all packages. We will get information about if these packages are working with the latest tool chains or not, if they still build with their dependencies, with their latest versions. If the Lean4 checker can certify this project, we are going to push Lean4Lean, the checker that Mario develops there too. We will put something, we are working on getting the Rust checker for Lean translated, ported from Lean3 to Lean4. Reservoir will give you this big picture, right? You can try Reservoir today, it's a prototype, but it will be there, right? For example, you see the Mathlib4, you're going to have the cloud builds there, whether it can be checked with the external checkers or not. This is important, right? We want to have this infrastructure, right? We will help people to get new users. You help people to track what's going on, to find Lean packages they need. Reservoir and Lake, you see many, many improvements from now on. I mean, I know Lake's not perfect yet, but it will be. We have many plans for the elaborator, right? We have already done many significant improvements. Sebastian has been working on improving the reduction, the DEFQ, and server performance, right? But we hope before the end of the year, Sebastian is working on that, on getting incremental execution of static blocks. This is a thing that many people have been asking, and we will deliver that. We also want to have file level parallelism back on Lean4, right? This is going to happen, right? And the new design we hope to have in Lean will open so many opportunities for the whole community. We will improve the user experience dramatically. The module system is another one, right? We want to improve the compilation times. We want to have a notion of an abstract interface in our files. If the interface is not changed, we don't need to rebuild the dependencies, right? This is key, especially if you want to achieve, increase the size of Mathlib by 10x in 5 years, right? Parser, right? We will improve the parser. We love the parser, but we want to have the hash-lang feature, right? The hash-lang, if you're familiar with Racket, we have seen it. It allows you to specify in the top of your file a dialect, right? It allows you to control the dialect you are using, right? It's awesome for education. For example, imagine you can have a dialect of Lean that's easier for students, right? Block some powerful tactics that you don't want to see your students using, right? Simplifies the language. You can do that with the hash-lang. You can have a more modular system, right? Where you're separating the different GSLs, right? We also want to have reserved tokens per syntactic category, right? This will also improve modularity. What's the one big motivation for hash-lang? Is the documentation tooling that we want to have for Lean, right? This is going to be a new big GSL, right? I think David's already approached some of you, right? David wrote functional programming in Lean, right? This book that so many people are praising today. I lost count. I mean, everywhere I go, people keep praising this book. And David is not just an amazing writer, but he's an amazing developer too, and has a sense of beauty, right? Code should be beautiful, right? And he has his plan for this documentation tooling, and it's a DSL for Lean, right? We are going to have a Hashlang Lean doc manual, right? You're going to be able to write your documentation there with code snippets, Lean code snippets there. But why this is cool is because you're going to have all the VS Code plugins we love, right? Will be available for writing documentation too, right? You're going to have, for example, pop-ups, right? You're going to be able to hover things and get information about your documentation. You're going to be able to have to use code actions to write your documentation, right? Your code will be live. You're going to have all the laboratory will be working there. This is just a Lean file in disguise, right? You have this Hashlang, you have the Lean server working there. You're going to be able to interact with your code snippets there, right? I love this idea, right? I think it will be a uniform. Today, we have so many solutions for writing Lean documentation. This will be an integrated solution, a solution that can be customized, right? If you have ideas, contact David. He's on Zulip. He's super friendly. Feel free to send him. He's laughing. Yeah, he's super friendly. And we will move functional programming Lean and the manual to this infrastructure, right? This is one of our goals, right? You can influence the design, right? I mean, this is now a great opportunity to engage with David and bombard him with your wish lists, right? I know all of you have many ideas, many improvements for the Lean documentation generation tools. This new system will be integrated with Doc4Gen, right? We will be integrated with our web editor. We want to provide a complete new experience. I mean, we will be able to get more users using Lean because it's going to be easier to learn, more students learning because you're going to have more interactive documentation, more integration. Things are going to be uniform. Well, another big plan we have is machine learning and Lean, right? Wow, last week in the Bay Area, wow, so many groups approached us. It's have a Harmonic, we have Morph Labs, and many others, right? Jesse is the founder of Morph Labs. He said he's going to make this big announcement today. We are super excited, right? We believe Lean is the ideal framework for developing machine learning for mathematics and for codes. If you want to have verified code synthesis, Lean is your platform, right? Some of these visionaries in the Bay Area, they believe programming languages will not matter in the future. What really matters is a programming language that you can have proofs about your code. In the future, developers will interact with the IDE using natural language. And things are going to be auto-formalized, right? You're going to generate code. You're going to be there interacting with these AIs, right? And we want to support that in the Lean community, right? We have now LLMs being trained on the whole MathLib. On the Zulip channel, Jess was joking yesterday. He's going to deliver the virtual Mario, right? Mario, he works all the time answering questions. It's unbelievable what Mario have done for the community, right? But Mario, we have only one Mario, right? To scale to hundreds of thousands, we need AI, right? It's not that we want to replace Mario, but we want to empower, we want to replicate him, right? And AI is a way to achieve that. There are many possibilities here. Scott is our ambassador for AI, right? We want to see many reusable machine learning components like premise selection, tactic suggestions, proof search, auto-formalization. We at the Lean FRO, right, we are not experts in machine learning, but we are experts in Lean. We want to provide tools. For example, Scott has developed Lean REPL, right? You can interact with Lean using JSON messages. You can have your own Python machine learning framework communicating with Lean REPL, right? This is great. Scott is also working on tools for extracting training data. We are making all this stuff available to the groups working on machine learning, right? We want Lean to be the best platform for people that want to develop AI for mathematics. Well, we're not covering many things. I'm sure people will ask, what about the compiler? Yes, we have more people joining soon. Sledgehammer for Lean, yes, we want, this is in our roadmap. Many people, we shared our proposal with many people in the community, and the Sledgehammer is there. Sledgehammer is this tool that's available on Isabelle that allows a proof assistant like Lean to invoke external automated provers, right? We want to be able to call Z3, Vampire, CVC5, and so on, all these amazing provers from Lean, right? We also want efficient kernel reduction. We know many people in the community are excited by proof by reflection. But to enable proof by reflection, we need an efficient kernel reduction engine, right? Joachim is joining next month. Yes, I'm fully confident he will make this happen, right? Social media. We're trying to be much more active. We're trying to have the discipline to post the Lean community achievements, the Pro achievements, everything that's happening in the community. Please follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Mastodon, right? We are trying to be more active. We want to communicate what's going on, right? Sometimes it's hard to communicate on Zulip, right? There's so many messages there. It's overwhelming, right? We are trying to communicate the next steps on social media to make it easier for people to follow, right? Yes, we are trying to keep it really short today. In the next few months, we want to do this community meeting every month. We will do deep dives, right? In the next community meetings, people from the Lean Flow will be making demos, doing deep dives on all these ideas. People that are joining now, that just join, will telling all of you about their plans, what we are going to do, what we are going to be delivering in the next 5 years. Now it's time for questions. Yes, thank you all for joining us today.
Great. I will stop the recording.